Hi guys, I miss you. Oh, I'm making my first video. Actually, this is like the third time I've tried to do this. I'm not like a YouTuber or anything like that. Sorry if it's blurry. That's okay because I'm not wearing makeup. If you normally wear makeup, give your skin a rest. I promise that you will thank me later. My two cats are just like running around right now like wild animals. You want to see one? Come here. Oh, she escaped. Oh well, you'll see. She'll probably jump up on the screen in just a little bit. So I'm just gonna get started. I just want to show you a couple things. I have these watercolors from Michael's from about 5 years ago. They never get old. Watercolor just it doesn't get old. So if you can get watercolor, I'm not gonna tell you that you need to go out and get some because that could potentially be dangerous, and I love you to pieces. And your families. But if your family just happens to be going out to the grocery store, you can usually get like a cheap set of watercolors at the grocery store. So that's just something to think about. And a lot of grocery stores have like markers, crayons, color pencils, all that, whatever. No pressure, but I wanted to just start my first video. So I'm gonna do this little cutie. I'm gonna start just by using orange, and I want to get a lot of water on my orange, my most basic orange, because then I don't have to always dip my brush in the water, you know. You're looking at the orange from an aerial viewpoint, so I'm going to be looking at the screen, and so if I'm looking at you guys kind of, and I'm not looking at you, I'm probably just looking at the screen, so because my viewpoint is a little bit different than how you guys are seeing it. But I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, could be worse. Remember, the hardest thing is just like getting started. So as you can tell, the left side of the orange is darker and the right side is lighter. So I want to just start filling in that dark stuff. Nova! My cat is like eating a box right now. I'm just gonna go get her so you can meet her. Come here. She's kind of a little chubster. She's pretty darn cute though. So those of you who don't like cats, or you think maybe cats are all mean, she's really sweet actually. She's still kind of a pain in the butt. Like, she loves art supplies. Check it out. See? Yeah. Get her wet and she'll hate it. Alright, so I'm just gonna continue doing this. Sometimes I just gotta get started, you know? That's the hardest part, and I've told you guys that a million times. It's like the hardest part sometimes is just starting. Art is just like muscle memory, so it's just like basketball, riding a bike, reading. The more you do it, the better you'll get, and it's just a fact. I promise I wasn't born with this talent. I paid a lot of money in college for it, and I worked really hard to learn a lot of these skills, so you can too. So I'm just using a lot of that just like basic orange. I like to start lighter and then slowly work my way darker. So I'm just kind of like filling in like the overall vibe. And I'm gonna keep making my dark side a little darker. So there's this area right here that's like way darker. I'm just gonna add another layer of that. Maybe even more. So when I wanna make it darker, I'm not dipping my brush in the water again. I'm just, you know, dipping it into like the puddle that's already in my watercolor. And I'm really just like looking at the orange because I want to paint what I actually see, and I'm not trying to like make it up. Because the more realistic, like it'll look more realistic if you're actually looking at a real object. Around these edges where there's shadows, I kind of want to add a little bit of texture. I'm trying not to move the thing too much. I feel like maybe I should be up here. There we go. Maybe that's better. Let me know what you think of my video in the comments. Let me know if you hated it. Let me know if you miss me, because I miss you guys a lot. I'm just gonna keep going here. I feel like down here it's a little darker. Over here, and then I want to use, so if you have regular watercolors, you probably don't have like this like brick red color, and that's okay, but all you would need to do is just like maybe dip in to your red and black just to get a little bit darker, to make some of those darker values. And I'm just kind of dipping my brush in the water and kind of smoothing those edges to make it darker. You see where the highlight is, so that should be the lightest part, and so I need to make everything else a little darker. Oh, here comes the kitty. What are you doing, Nova? She's just like hanging out here. You don't need to see the messy part of my apartment though. So I'm just making certain areas darker. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm gonna work darker and darker and darker as I go. When I move my arm out, I can see, you know, like more shadows than when I'm like looking when my arm is painting. You can tell the difference, right? Because my arm is kind of making another shadow. So I just want to be mindful of that. There's this little area dot where the little butt of the cutie is. Maybe it's not a butt, I don't know. I'm gonna call it a butt. No, but she's standing on the watercolors. She's so weird. I don't know, and I kind of like that it's not like totally smooth right there. I think I'm just gonna roll with it. I'm gonna just make this edge a little darker because the value, you know the value, the shadows, the light and the dark values, highlights, lowlights, all that stuff, that's what's really gonna make it look realistic. And remember, I don't want to like outline everything because the light side of the cutie is light. It doesn't have like a black outline or anything like that. So I'm not going to outline stuff. But now I want to make the shadows. So my window is over there. Sorry, that's over there. And so my shadow, you can see, is going that way. So I'm going to make my shadow go parallel with the shadow that I'm actually looking at. And I have a gray in my watercolor paints. You might not, and that's okay. But what you can do is, remember, you can just do like watered down black. Stop it. Kitty cat. Okay, so the shadow starts about like maybe like 2/3 or 1/3 of the way up. Oh, that's really dark. So when it's that dark, and I don't mean it to be that dark, I gotta move quickly to kind of like blend that in with the rest of the paper. Remember, I like to start light and slowly get a little darker. And there's kind of like a rounder edge in my shadow. If this is helpful for you, you guys can totally just like paint along with me, slow it down or whatever, or you can like watch some YouTube videos and just kind of like find some tutorials that work for you. Find some artists that you like on YouTube, because there's a lot out there. You can learn how to do a lot of really cool things on the YouTubes. Yeah, I call it YouTubes, and that's what I call it because I'm 30. Not young and hip like you guys. Don't let your cat lick the watercolor like mine does. Probably not good for her. But yeah, I feel like I'm almost done. I hope you guys like it. And I miss you guys so much. It's crazy, like so crazy. I kind of want to add just like a little bit of texture. So I'm just gonna dip into my orange and just like in some of these areas add like some little dots. In the lighter areas. Can you see that? And I feel like it kind of tells us that the orange has kind of like a porous or bumpy texture. Not super bumpy, but kind of like our skin. Like there's like little dots. I'm taking a little bit of that darker stuff and I'm gonna get in there. Not too much, but like you don't want it to look super perfect. Alright, so there we go. I hope you guys liked it. Here's my finished cutie. Finished cutie for some cuties. That's you. I miss you guys so much. I love you. I hope you're safe. I hope you're helping your siblings with their homework, maybe their little ones. Not too much screen time. It'll rot their brain. Right? If you're unsupervised, make sure you're brushing your teeth and eating kind of healthy, right? You'll live longer, I promise. I love you. Let me know what you think, and we will be in touch.